Okay, so this video, I would like to get into like weight loss, I guess. Weight loss as a side effect. I know it sounds weird, but functional medicine and what it's done for me in my life is I've lost weight as a side effect to getting healthy, healing. Like a boat in the water, I've said this before, maybe not in these videos, but this is the point, is like you have a boat in the water and this is the mast. Wind moves it, wave moves it, waves move it, whatever. It always tries to right itself. Like that's the whole point. And so our bodies are the same thing. They try and right themselves as we go. And so what what happened with me is I started with Mark Sasson, his first, the first one, the Primal Blueprint, and he talks about, being a caveman, how they hunted for food, they fished for food, they pulled food out of the ground or off a tree, and sometimes they cooked it with fire, and that's how they ate, was just natural, no processing, no nothing like that, which makes sense to me. But the thing that really hit home was that cavemen, they were hunter gatherers, like they moved a lot, slowly, like they always were migrating and moving around. They probably went, like who knows how far, like from I guess from like Alaska down to the Gulf of Mexico or where, like they traveled hunting stuff. So, and while they're doing, they're eating vegetables and of course they hunt. They run something down when they had to. They moved heavy things, every so often, and they had a lot of fun. I'm sure. I mean, they were procreating, so they must have been having some fun. There must have been some sort of fun activities or whatever going on, but not sidetracking. Like that's the whole key, is like eating healthy and having an active lifestyle, but not overly active. I mean, diet and exercise definitely play a key, is what my point is. But being healthy and balanced is the main point of this. And through functional medicine and through this journey, I've lost a total of, I'm going to say from today, 230 pounds today is what I weighed in, which is on the heavy side, heavy day for me. Um, and my heaviest comparably was, I can remember weighing 327, 328 on a light day for me that I thought. So I was well over 330. But I'm going to say for the sake of argument, for the sake of this video, 330 to 230 is a 100-pound range in a matter of roughly 5 years. And the majority of it coming in this last time. And like pant sizes going from like 46s down to I can wear a 36 fairly easily, loose. And some I could probably wear a 34 if I wanted to be really tight, but I wear a 36 and I have a belt on at work. And I've gone from a 3X shirt down to an extra large shirt. But it's a side effect. Like I wasn't dieting or trying all these different fad diets to lose weight. That wasn't the point. I was doing it to try and feel better, to heal. I was trying to right my own ship, but I didn't know, I was ignorant to what was going on. Now, granted, when I was younger, you know, just like anybody else that's overweight, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, we weren't eating healthily. I mean, I was eating a large pizza and a bag of Doritos and maybe drinking a 6-pack of beer. And if I really want to be honest, I could drink a case of beer if I really wanted to. Like, really like a watered down style of beer that's not high octane. I could put away, 10 or 15 Coors Lights in no time, and an extra large pizza, and bag of Doritos, like that would go. Those things would go down while watching a movie. I mean, that was a pretty common thing in my life. I didn't really like sweets, but I was on a seafood diet. If I saw it, I'd eat it. That's just kind of the way it was, and that was my fault. But the part of it that wasn't my fault was through ignorance, is the only I'm going to say, is, he says, let's set aside all the bad eating habits. There were good eating habits. Let's say I was eating good, healthy food. I still wasn't dropping weight like I should have been, and my body wasn't happy. And I still was holding on to it, and food I was eating was causing me inflammation. And I was causing me digestive issues, so I was not able to get energy from food. And I don't digest fat. That's one of the things we found. But through this functional medicine, as I've said before, I take supplements, but they're just like enzymes and probiotics. And I drink kombucha, and I stay away from the foods that do cause inflammation. I stay away from the foods that cause me allergic reactions and those kinds of things, cause swelling. And I do exercise. However, here's the kicker. In the last 6 weeks, I'm going to say 7 weeks since Halloween, so from the 31st and today I'm going to say in January. So from October, end of October to sometime in middle of January-ish, we're talking, X amount of days. I haven't been in the gym or done any running because I hurt myself at work. I tore part of the arch of my foot, the fascia, in an accident at work, and I was afraid to run on it or do any like surfing or any real exercise because it didn't really hurt per se, and I could ignore most of the pain. Like, I've talked about my other videos, my pain tolerance is kind of weird, and so I just was ignoring it, and like a dummy, I didn't really say anything about it until like maybe a month after it happened. And I finally reported it because I felt something funny and nodular in my foot. But long story short, it scared me enough to stay off of it in any sort of exercise. So without exercise and without doing anything like crazy, like going to the gym every day and running, a bunch of miles on the beach or whatever and staying off of it, my body is still staying right at this level between 220 and 230. Like I said, I'm on the high side right now. I'm on the 230. Yesterday I was 228. And when I wake up in the morning, I may be in the same boat. I may be like, 229 or 227. Depends on how much water I've had and what I've had to eat and whatever. Today it was really hot, and where I was working, I was just drinking water like crazy. So on a heavy day, at my heaviest, I'm 230. That's a huge difference on my joints, on my ligaments, on how I feel, and on my self-esteem. If I wanted to be really, really honest, living in Hawaii, it's beautiful. There's opportunities to go to the beach. We're always in the sun, but I really didn't dig taking my shirt off. I did anyway because, I don't want to get my clothes wet if I'm out swimming in the beach, but I look like, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and I got a tan, so I look like a burnt Stay Puft Marshmallow Man who sat too close to a campfire. That was what was going down. I had rolls and, I had more issues like that. I just wasn't comfortable in my own skin, and that about the time the Mark's Son thing came out and I started the Primal diet, I was roughly 295, 290-ish in there, and I got down into like, I was cruising around 275, so between 260 and 280 was the range I settled in during that diet, and most of this vegan thing and raw foods, and as I went, and at the point where I actually was, when I was driving to my appointment for this functional medicine doctor, I think I was sitting around 275, 280, and it's 50 pounds in a year. And I know, doctors have told me and they've told other people, and I'm sure you've heard this too, a good rule of thumb is to lose a pound a week if you can keep it off, and then the slow pounds stay off. And I agree wholeheartedly. If your body's normal and balanced and you're trying to drop some weight and that's where you are, I think that's probably pretty fair. For those of us that are overweight and we have an imbalanced body and our diet's bad and our activity levels wrong, like, we need some help. And if you don't know what's ailing you, like, how can you fight it? Well, these videos and the things I'm talking about, and the point of this one is, I want to give you some tools. I want to give you some direction, or at least just my experiences of what's gone on with me and people that I know that have experienced this. And a good example is I have a good friend who, I told him and his wife about this, and they live in the same state where my doctor is, and they saw what had happened in my life in a short amount of time. And his wife, she's always been overweight and in pain and joint swollen and really having a hard time as long as they've been married. And everything she's tried is progressively just not really, it's gotten worse, and she's progressively gotten worse at a slow rate, and more pain, and just like her hands cramping up and just weird issues. She started seeing my doctor, and I think she's only been seeing him, don't quote me on this, I'm going to say 4 months. And I think she's lost 60 pounds, maybe 70 pounds in 4 months. Like, he tells me, man, you wouldn't even recognize her. She's looks like a stick figure, he says, and he's been married to her for years. He's never seen her look like this. And her pain's going away, and she's off of most of her medications she was on. I think she's only on one now. Um, I think prednisone or something, maybe for asthma. I'm not sure exactly what she's dealing with or what they're trying to figure out. But she's by no means healed. She's just starting this journey in this functional medicine thing, and she's a few years older than me, and has the medical issues she's had have been treated by other doctors, and so she's got some stuff to dig out as well before she's really heading in the right direction. But she's on the right direction. She's not at like the level where he wants to start seeing people. Doctors like seeing him like, you're sick here, we can work with you here and bring you to this level. She's where I was, like down low, and she's now coming up to the, now you're at a bad level. You are really crappy. Now you're at a bad level, and we're gonna get you healed. And I can't imagine what that's gonna be like, and neither can she. But the evidence for a functional life and the body balancing itself, and just living a normal life but being in balance, eating what you're supposed to eat and taking your supplements and your vitamins and minerals and those kinds of things, and just being in balance, the body is coming to whatever shape it's supposed to be at and what it was engineered to be at. Just like the boat is engineered to be up, your body's engineered to be whatever it is, regardless of body type, height, whatever your BMI chart says. This is the reality. The reality is you will be whatever size you're supposed to be when you're in balance. Can you alter that? Sure, same way I could. I could go on a complete shredding diet where I cut out all carbs, I eat nothing but vegetables, no fruits, and I just restrict myself to that just to see what happens and how shredded I could be. Definitely. I could do that. I could absolutely do that. But I'm not doing that yet. I want to see where I settle into and make small changes here and there and see where it's at. So far, this is it. I want to see if I can naturally, just by my normal, active daily life, where I go surf on the weekends and I might go running with my wife and work out 2 or 3 times a week. I'm not trying to kill it anymore. Like I said, I'm 45. I want to see what happens and if I can break 220, because that's my goal this year. I want to break 220. So I've got 10 pounds as of today, and I'll keep you posted. And I hope you come on this journey, and I hope that you're finding answers, or somebody can get answers from this. At least hope for a new you, or who you really are. That's the goal, is let's get you balanced, let's get you healthy, and let's get to see who you really are. Because I had no idea who I was. I really didn't. I had no clue I could, feel like this or look like this. And I'm like, no means I'm a six-pack or anything else like that. But, I'm not ashamed to take my shirt off. I look pretty decent. I'm happy with it. It's better than it's ever been. And I want you to be better than you've ever been. And today might be that first day of the rest of your life to be better than you've ever been.